so much. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me on the 411 on Fiber. My name is Laura Burke. I am a registered dietitian with FoodSmart, as well as the engagement and the training lead. I've been with FoodSmart for about a year and a half, and I started on the telehealth seeing members like you. So please, I hope you call these dietitians here at FoodSmart because we love to talk to you and hopefully improve your fiber. So at FoodSmart, we are committed to connecting people to nutrition, supporting, including a personal dietitian and daily tools to make eating well and simple. So we are going to really dive into fiber. And as you can imagine, fiber is not one of the most popular fad diets that you hear, but it is in every single diet. And I'm going to show you that no matter what new fad diet is out there or the new crave, it all typically usually revolves around fiber. Fiber is extremely magical to your health, especially if you're interested in GI disorders or weight loss. It is so overlooked, the number one nutrient that is overlooked. However, it is one of the most powerful nutrition density foods that we could be eating to really change our life. As I mentioned earlier, it is the center of most of the popular fad diets, but yet you don't hear about it because it's nothing exciting. But we're going to make it exciting today. And I'm really personally excited to talk to you and explore this topic with you. So I'm going to share you all my fiber secrets and help you improve your health journey starting today. So before we jump in, let me change my slide. Before we jump into this lovely topic of fiber, I'd like to let you know that by attending this webinar, you will have a chance to win your choice of a $250 prize, a $250 Amazon gift card, or both a Fitbit or a glass meal prep set from Williams Sonoma. All you have to do is book an initial or a follow-up visit with a lovely dietitian here at FoodSmart by October 1st using the code FIBER. Visits cost as low as $0 depending on your health insurance. So I encourage you to all take a second and book that appointment right now using the link that Lindsay's going to post in the chat. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at FoodSmart as well. All right. Here we go. Okay, so today we are going to embark on a journey of uncovering a significant about the health of fiber and how it plays into your health and how it can change your health. Not only your overall health, but your heart, your gut, I already said heart health, but inflammation, Alzheimer's, cancer. It can really change your outlook in life and your impact of your health as well. We're going to discuss types of fiber, fiber recommendations, simple and safe ways to add more fiber to your day. And then at the end, we'll leave some time for some questions and answers. So hopefully I can answer all the questions that you may have regarding fiber. And all throughout this webinar, we're going to talk about simple, healthy strategies that you can apply fiber to your daily diet without a lot of changes, without a lot of work on you, because I know we live very busy lives and we're all trying to just take care of ourselves at the same time. So we are going to dive in and talk about fiber. As I mentioned earlier, fiber is one of the most powerful nutrients that we take for granted. We do not eat enough, and yet it can have the largest impact on our health just by adding more fiber into our daily day. And I'm going to show you how we can do this very simple and effectively so it doesn't take a lot of time and work and effort on your part. Fiber overall can really play a huge role in your digestive health. Fiber helps regulate bowel movements, preventing constipation, promoting a healthy gut. It reduces any type of your risk of irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, diverticulitis, all of those gut issues that some of us have. So it can really change the outlook of that. Fiber also has a huge impact on heart health. Fiber can lower cholesterol levels, which may reduce the risk of heart disease. It also supports healthy blood pressure. And I'm going to dive into these topics, each of these health topics more in a moment. But overall, fiber also has an impact on weight management. High fiber foods are often more filling, They help you feel satisfied. They reduce overall calorie intake for the day, which, as we know, lower calories throughout the day can increase weight loss, which is always nice. Fiber also has an effect on your blood sugar. It can change the way you absorb your sugars that you eat. It stabilizes your blood sugars in your body, and it reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. And then fiber also has a big impact on your gut by changing your gut microbiome because fiber is a prebiotic, so it feeds the beneficial gut bacteria, which can enhance your gut health, therefore enhancing your immune system. And then last but not least, we're going to dive a little into brain health and how fiber can actually help you think a little bit more clear, decrease that brain fog, and also possibly decrease the risk of Alzheimer's, all by adding fiber to our diet. So we're going to start with the digestive health system because most of us know that when it comes to fiber, the biggest impact it has is our digestive system. The more fiber we eat, the healthier our gut is. And if our gut is healthy, so is other parts of our body, blood pressure, cholesterol, brain, you name it. It all is related. It all is one in our body. So the digestive system, why is it so important for us to take care of our digestive system? Well, number one reason is nutrition absorption. It breaks down food into essential nutrients that allows our body to absorb. All of the food breakdown happens in the gut, the small intestine. We absorb our vitamins there, our minerals, our proteins, our fats, our carbohydrates. All of this is crucial when it comes to energy levels throughout the day, our growth depending on our age, and repairing, especially if you are an athlete or you like to work out or you just have a lot of stress. And we need that recovery time to help our body repair. So number one important reason to have a healthy gut is nutrition absorption. Otherwise, we end up with nutritional deficiencies, which impacts the overall health of our body. Energy production is the number two reason why we want a healthy digestive system, because in our stomach, the stomach breaks down food and converts that food into immediate energy that we can use throughout the day by fueling all of our body functions from physical activity all the way to that emotional stress and our brain health. If you want your brain to work more efficiently throughout the day, you want to think quicker and have quicker responses, we actually need to eat more fiber to improve our gut and our digestive system so that oxygen can get to the brain and we could actually think clearer. Waste elimination. The digestive system, whether we want to talk about it or not, big part of our digestive system is how do we eliminate. So waste elimination, it gets rid of bacteria, waste products from our body, ensuring that we get rid of those toxins, that undigested material, so that it leaves our body, reduces the acidity level, and we overall have a healthier body. And then the immune function. We want to make sure that our gut is healthy because we're going to talk a little bit about how much is our immune system housed in our gut. There is a huge correlation between our gut and our immune system. And if you know, I would love to know, put it in the chat. How much of our immune system is housed in the gut? What percent is our immune system in the gut? And then because our gut needs to be healthy and our immune system, the gut microbiome health, 80%, close, 60%, close. How about right in the middle? 70% of our immune system is housed in the gut, but all of you were so close. That was fantastic. So yes, the healthier gut, the healthier immune system. And when we start to eat higher fiber foods or more nutritionally dense foods, we start to change the gut micro health of the lining. And that digestive tract hosts a diverse community of bacteria that actually aids in digestion. So it helps you digest foods. It produces those vitamins and those minerals that our body can absorb and protect us from viruses. And then also digestive system helps in hormone regulation. So the healthier our digestive system is, the more balanced our hormones are. We all want to be a little bit more balanced in hormones, right? Yes, but I am talking about blood sugars, but I'm also talking about regulating your appetite, making sure you're hungry when it's mealtime. Your metabolism, if you slowed your metabolism, you can actually increase your metabolism with a healthier gut. And then also cognitively, you can improve your brain function just by having a great digestive system. And we also want to maintain the acidity level. Our body, especially our gut, wants to be balanced. It wants to be homeostasis. It doesn't want to be too acidic and it doesn't want to be too alkaline. It wants to be a pH of a nice balanced 7. So we want to make sure that we have a healthy digestive system with a healthy homeostasis balance so that we're not too acidic for inflammation and we're not too low. And there we absorb those nutrients and we have overall healthier gut. So overall, the digestive system is crucial to being healthy by maintaining our overall health, well-being, influencing everything from energy levels to that immune system, since 70% of our immune is housed in that gut, taking care of through a balanced diet, hydration, healthy choices, and you guessed it, fiber. Fiber regulates the bowel movements. We're going to talk more about that, prevents diverticulitis, reduces gastrointestinal disorders, and slows down that digestive system. So that healthy gut. So also fiber, as we know, does aid in weight loss or weight management. Weight Watchers, the diet long time ago, actually figured this out. The secret to weight loss is fiber, and Weight Watchers picked up on that. And if you go back to the original Weight Watchers, all the free foods were high fiber. Fiber actually helps you lose weight, and it is in every single fad diet out there. All the intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, Whole30, all of them are higher fiber, nutritional dense foods. Why? Because fiber adds volume without adding calories, because fiber isn't easily digestible. You don't absorb that many calories from it. It actually takes more calories to digest fiber than it does to absorb fiber. So you burn more calories by eating higher fiber foods with less amount of calories. And this also makes you feel fuller and ultimately overall leaves you in a calorie deficit because your body's working so hard to break down fiber that you lose weight, or your weight maintenance, your weight is easier to maintain. Fiber slows the digestive system down. I mentioned earlier that in the digestive system, that small intestine, we absorb vitamins and minerals. The more fibrous foods you eat, the harder it is to break it down, the slower your digestive system becomes, so you are able to absorb more vitamins and minerals so that your body can actually improve its health and oxygen to all the inflammation of the muscles and decrease inflammation. So slowing down the digestive system in our society is so helpful so that we can absorb those vitamins and minerals, and we will also slow down the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, which then balances out our hormones. So fiber gives us this sense of fullness. We are very full after we eat fiber. We're very bloated for some of us. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Maybe some of us don't like that feeling, but it actually helps reduce you from eating more and reducing your calories overall. So this is very important when it comes to weight loss, but also managing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, because if you absorb those vitamins and minerals and glucose slower, it doesn't affect your blood sugars and you stay balanced, which helps you digest foods and breaks it down more readily and easily for the body. Fiber prevents you from overeating by giving you that full feeling. It gives you that tendency that you don't want to eat because you do have that full feeling, sometimes that bloated feeling. So fiber overall really helps with weight management. And last but not least, fiber feeds the healthy bacteria in that gut, changing that microbiome, which then craves less sugar. So that's always a win-win-win too. And because that fiber slows down digestive system, making you feel full, absorbing the nutrients more, your body overall is happier. And when your body is happier, you actually can speed up your metabolism, burning more fat. So that's a win too as well. So improving fiber or eating more fiber to improve weight management is wonderful for the body, which is, I love that one. Fiber also helps heart health. So not only because of everything else I've already just said, but also because fiber can really help change your blood pressure and decrease your cholesterol. So fiber actually helps lower your low density lipoprotein cholesterol, often referred to as the bad cholesterol. Fiber helps bind cholesterol in the digestive system and helps remove it from the body, reducing overall cholesterol levels and lowering your risk of heart disease. Fiber also has an impact on blood pressure by lowering it. Relationship is a little bit less defined research between fiber and lowering blood pressure than fiber and cholesterol, but fiber has both positive effects on cholesterol as well as lowering your blood pressure. Why? Because fiber slows down the digestive system. You absorb glucose at a slower rate. Therefore, your glucose or your hormones are more balanced and your blood pressure doesn't go up as easily. Fiber also helps control blood sugars. Just from what I mentioned, fiber slows down the absorption of sugar, which helps maintain stabilized blood sugars. And this is beneficial in preventing and managing pre or type 2 diabetes. So right there. And then weight management, we just mentioned that. High fiber foods are more filling, which can help with appetite control, reduce overall calorie intake, maintaining a healthy weight, which is important for heart health. Excessive weight can lead to conditions like hypertension, diabetes, and elevated cholesterol level. And here's a new one. Fiber also helps reduce inflammation for heart disease, as well as if you have a lot of physical activity or an athlete. Fiber can lower reduce the amount of inflammation in the body because it lowers the acidity level. Fiber is a little bit more alkaline type food, which lowers the acidity level, reduces the inflammation in the body, and you actually recover quicker. And then overall, when we do add more fiber, they are high nutritionally dense foods. So overall, you just tend to eat higher quality food. And just when you eat more nutritional food, your overall health when it comes to heart improves. So fiber does have a positive impact on heart health. Fiber also has an impact on diabetes. Just like I mentioned before, it balances out your blood sugars, it reduces the cholesterol, it improves your insulin sensitivity. High fiber may enhance insulin sensitivity, making it easier for your body to use insulin. So if you know you are insulin resistant, by adding fiber to your diet, you actually can change the hormone insulin to make it sensitive, and your body will use it more efficiently so it's not sitting in the bloodstream. So that's huge right there. And then fiber also, once again, mentioned weight management, but also fiber foods tend to be low glycemic, which means they have a lower glycemic index rate, meaning they do not raise your blood sugars up as quickly. They are much more slower in lowering the blood sugars, so the blood sugars are balanced. So fiber for diabetes can really balance out your blood sugars, change your insulin levels to be a little bit more sensitive and effective in your body, lowering the glycemic index rate, which means the impact it has on the blood sugar. And then it still improves your heart health in addition to weight management. So fiber has a positive impact on diabetes. Gut health, we mentioned earlier. The reason why fiber not only improves your digestive system, but your overall gut health, because it aids bulk to the stool. It promotes healthy digestive system because fiber is very full. It's very hard to digest. So it just helps your body eliminate waste through the digestive tract more efficiently, preventing constipation and promoting regular bowel movements, which we're going to talk the importance of that in just a moment. It prevents constipation because we do want to eliminate and get rid of toxins. So by adding fiber, it not only changes the gut microbiome of the gut, but it also helps eliminate and get rid of waste and byproducts out of the body. I cannot stress how important that is. In addition to supporting the healthy gut microbiome, because fiber is a prebiotic. So fiber acts as a prebiotic, which means it provides nourishment for beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria's fermented foods produce short chain fatty acids, which actually is like healing the gut. So the short chain fatty acids is good and it enhances gut flora. So anytime you add more fiber to your diet, you're actually going to change the bacteria in your stomach to good bacteria so that you improve your digestive system, you enhance your immune system, and you reduce that inflammation, which is positive. And last but not least, the one that might surprise you just a little bit is fiber and Alzheimer's. This is new research coming out that they are seeing a correlation between how much fiber you consume and how it impacts your cognitive health. For example, like Alzheimer's. But as you can imagine, it just starts with the gut-brain connection. Emerging research highlights the connection between the gut health and the brain health, often referred to as the gut-brain axis. Fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria in that microbiome. And a healthy gut microbiome may influence brain health by reducing that inflammation and supporting overall cognitive function. So reducing inflammation is very important when it comes to brain health. We want to reduce chronic inflammation with high fiber foods. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. Blood sugar regulation, another key. I mentioned earlier for diabetes that fiber can regulate blood sugar levels, improving that insulin sensitivity. And diabetes and insulin resistance are risk factors for Alzheimer's. So managing your blood sugars will actually decrease or reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's. And then last but not least, your cardiovascular health. Fiber contributes to cardiovascular health by lowering cholesterol and that blood pressure. So once you get those both into check, that cardiovascular health is associated with the lower risk of cognitive decline because it gets oxygen to that brain, and the brain is a muscle, so we need to treat it like a muscle. So the more we can improve our gut, the more we improve our brain, that connection, which overall will decrease the risk of Alzheimer's. And once again, just like any other organ or any other health in the body, food quality is key when it comes to managing chronic diseases. We do not consume high fiber foods at the moment. We are actually low in fiber foods, but people who do consume a higher fiber diet often eat a more variety of nutritionally dense food, plant-based foods, which are associated with better cognitive function, a diet rich in all of these vitamins and minerals, fruits and vegetables, whole grains will have a higher health overall. So although there is no definite evidence that fiber alone can prevent Alzheimer's disease, maintaining a diet high in fiber as part of a balanced, healthy lifestyle could contribute to overall cognitive health and reduce the factors associated with neurodegenerative diseases. So, as you can imagine, after all that, food is thy medicine. I am a big believer in this phrase that food is thy medicine because it reflects the idea that what we eat can have a profound impact on our health, similar to how medication can have effect on our well-being. This concept is rooted in the belief that a balanced, nutritious diet can prevent, manage, and even treat various health conditions, the ones we just mentioned about. It helps preventative health. It helps disease management. Food can help immune system. It can help your mental health. It can help your gut health, and it can help anti-inflammatory by reducing inflammation in the body. Food is very powerful, and we can use food in general to maintain and improve our health. And it's important to remember that it works best in conjunction with other healthy lifestyle choices, such as regular exercises, adequate sleep, stress management. So adopting a holistic approach to health can really help achieve and maintain your well-being for your overall health. So now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of fiber. How do we do this? Because I just mentioned the amazing effects that fiber has on our health. How are we going to implement this in our everyday life? It is not as hard as you think, but before we get there, we have to talk about one thing. Nutrition 101 comes from your bowel movements. Yes, not a topic we all want to discuss, so no one has to share if you don't want to. However, your bowel movements provides insight into your internal nutrition and your overall digestive health. How you eliminate is how healthy your body is. So first and foremost, when it comes to your bowel movements, number one, frequency. Regular bowel movements, anywhere from 3 times a week to 3 times a day, generally indicates a healthy digestive system. Irregular bowel movements, there might be a nutrition deficiency that we have to look into. Number 2, consistency. We want to make sure that your stool is not hard and is not soft and watery, but just right in the middle. We want to make sure that it is soft but formed, almost like a sausage or like a soft log. We don't want it too hard where we're straining, and we don't want to have diarrhea and watery where we can't control it. If you are constipated or have diarrhea, Nutrition 101, there is a nutritional deficiency or something is going on internally that we need to take care of. We want it in the middle, just right, and that is nutritional health when it comes to your bowel movements. The color, number 3, the color of your bowel movements. We want to make sure brown, just a nice medium brown, is normal and healthy. Green may indicate rapid transit through the intestine or high intake of leafy greens. Yellow can suggest malabsorption, so some type of nutrition issue. Black or red could indicate bleeding in the digestive system tract, and it should definitely be discussed with your healthcare provider. Number 4, the smell. While all stools do have an odor, overly foul smelling stools will indicate some type of malabsorption or an infection. So we want to make sure that the smell is, kind of in the middle, not too much, not too little. And then the last but not least, the presence of undigested food. Some is okay, but if you do notice undigested food, it may suggest there is an issue with your digestive system, possibly due to a lack of digestive enzyme or insufficient fiber in your diet. So by paying attention to these aspects of your bowel movements, you can gain valuable insights into your dietary habits and your overall digestive system health. If you notice significant changes or you have any concerns, it's always a good idea to consult with your healthcare professional. Fiber plays a crucial role in regulating your bowel movements and maintaining your digestive system health. And we really want to make sure that we're always watching our bowel movements, because that determines our fiber intake. Okay. And also too, when we add more fiber, we know it as roughage, but it also not only promotes the regularity and stool consistency, but it does really support that micro gut biome that I mentioned earlier, because we want to get rid of waste. The longer the bowel movement sits in the body, the more bacteria it creates, the more acid and inflammation it creates, breaking down the lining of the gut. So we do want to eliminate it on a regular basis. And we also don't want to strain and start creating hemorrhoids. So we really do want to make sure that our bowel movements are more softer and regular so that we can get rid of that waste as much as possible. Okay, enough about bowel movements. We're going to move on. Okay, fiber. What is fiber? Well, fiber is a type of carbohydrate found in plant-based foods that the body cannot digest. Unlike other carbohydrates like simple sugars and starches, fiber passes through the digestive system relatively intact, meaning it doesn't break down. But that's why it is so powerful, because it doesn't break down and it holds its nutrients almost until the end before it is released for our body to absorb. We know fiber more so as roughage or bulk. We know that when we increase fiber, it is very hard to digest, so some of us will try to avoid it. We also know that it can create bloating or this full feeling that some of us may not like. So dietary fiber is roughage, it is bulk, it is from most of your plant-based foods that we do not break down and digest. Some we do absorb and some we don't. It is not similar to carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, where we can break those down a little bit easier and we absorb those a little bit easier. So fiber isn't digested by your body. So instead it passes through intact, through your stomach, through the small intestine, through the colon, and out through your body. But as it does that, it releases all the vitamins and the minerals, which is why it is so powerful to your overall health. So to get a little bit more complicated, the types of fiber. We do have two types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber mixes with water. So basically, the easiest way I can explain this is you take a piece of fruit or something and you put it in water. And if it starts to dissolve, it's soluble. If you put broccoli in a glass of water and you can let it sit there for days and it doesn't break down and it doesn't dissolve, that's insoluble water. Both are extremely important. Soluble fiber slows down digestive system because it's easily broken down and you absorb those vitamins and minerals a little bit quicker, while insoluble fiber adds bulk and stool, bulk to your stool. So both types of fiber are important, but what is difficult for us is getting a balance of both, eating a balance. We tend to be all soluble or we tend to be all insoluble. And we need both because both are very important to our fiber health, our overall health. Soluble fiber is mostly found in oats, peas, beans, lentils, apples, citrus fruits, carrots, barley, and psyllium. Basically anything that's easily broken down in the body because our body is mostly made up of water. Insoluble fiber is in whole wheat flours, wheat bran, nuts, beans, vegetables such as cauliflower, green beans, potatoes. Once again, think of anything that you can put in water and it doesn't break down, which is why it creates bulk. And because it creates bulk to the stool, it passes more quickly through the intestines. So both are equally as important. We need to eat both. We need a balance of both. For example, if you are a type of person that has a little bit more watery type of stool, you might need a little bit more insoluble fiber to create bulkness to slow down the diarrhea. If you are more constipated, you're going to look at more that soluble fiber side because you want to soften up the stool to eliminate it faster. So that's where it comes into play. How much fiber, soluble versus insoluble, do we need? We need both, and it depends on your bowel movements. Most of us are deficient in insoluble fiber, and we tend to add more insoluble fibers, such as psyllium fiber, Metamucil, and that creates more bulk. But what happens is if you're already constipated and you're adding more bulk on a constipated stool, you guessed it, more constipation. We don't want that. So if you know you're a little bit more constipated, work on that soluble fiber side. And if you know you're a little bit more softer, watery diarrhea, work on the insoluble fiber. Know your bowel movements. So how much fiber do we need? On average, Americans consume less fiber. Does anyone know how much? How much fiber does the average American consume in a day? Throw them in the chat. I'll keep talking while you throw them into the, ooh, Hannah, you are close. And on average, Americans consume less fiber than the recommended amount. Dietary guidelines suggest that adult women should aim for about 25 grams per day, and adult men should target around 38 grams per day. However, many people always fall short of this recommendation. And age does become a factor. As we get older, we actually need a little bit less. Why? Because our digestive system slows down and we don't need as much because we're going to feel fuller faster on a slower metabolism because we're aging and our muscles are decreasing, which is where your metabolism is found. Okay, so what do we have when it comes to what is the average fiber? Ooh, Alex, ding, 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 ding. 15 grams. Yes. And Lisa, you too. Alex and Lisa and Buffy. Excellent. You are absolutely correct. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, suggests that we on average consume only 15 grams of fiber. Most of it is soluble or insoluble. Another question. This shortfall is partly due to diets high in processed foods, low in fruits, low in vegetables, low in whole grains and legumes, which is the primary sources of fiber. Yes, soluble fiber, absolutely. Increasing fiber intake can have substantial health benefits, so focusing on incorporating more fiber foods into your diet can actually help address this. So what are we going to do? How are we going to add more fiber into our diets? Well, first and foremost, let's establish a high fiber routine so that we can make sure our digestive systems are healthy. So overall, we are more healthier and happier. So first and foremost, regular meals and snacks. Cannot stress this enough. The body wants to know it's going to have meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day. Keep that metabolism burning as fast as possible to burn fat. The more fiber you have at your meals and snacks, the slower the digestive system is, the more you absorb those vitamins and minerals, and your body energy stays consistent because your blood sugars are consistent and you actually have more energy throughout the day. See how this is all coming together? We started with fiber and the impact of each health condition or health disease, but overall, if we make it into a routine with balance and snacks, and we eat high fiber every 3 to 4 hours, we can hit it all in one time and have energy and feel good. So what would a typical day look like to have 3 meals, 2 or 3 small snacks, balanced meals, and what is some of the things we can do? Well, for example, the first thing we can do is breakfast. Oatmeal. Top with fruits like berries and sliced bananas. Oats is your insoluble fiber. You add berries to your oatmeal, you now have soluble fiber. So adding sprinkled nuts and seeds, some sliced bananas, fiber, 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 whole grain toast, avocado, or some nut spread, peanut butter or cashew butter can be on a piece of whole grain piece of bread. A smoothie. Oh, I love smoothies. Throw everything in there. Blend spinach, kale with your fruits, your yogurt. Add tablespoons of chia seed, flax seeds, soluble, insoluble. See the balance between insoluble, soluble? Now we're going to move to lunch. A gorgeous salad with colorful vegetables like bell peppers, carrots, and tomatoes. Beans like chickpeas, black beans, whole grains, soluble, insoluble. See all these high fiber foods coming out? Topped with light vinaigrette. You could do a whole grain wrap filled with hummus, turkey, or any meat you like, chicken, plenty of vegetables. Soup, you could do a lentil soup or a bean soup, but if you love your chicken noodle soup, no worries, add some fiber to there. Or have a side of you could add the beans in your chicken noodle soup, or you can have a side of beans, whatever you prefer. Whole grain bread is another great way to add in fiber. Yes, Michelle, there's a lot of eating. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. A snack, and you don't eat all of it at once too. You balance it with adding more calories and balance between your meals and your snack. Apple, pears, or berries for snacks, anything that's more soluble fiber. All your fruits are great when it comes to soluble fiber. If you want to go the veggie route, carrot sticks, celery, bell peppers with hummus. You can always have a small handful of nuts and seeds. And as you start to incorporate and add more of these high fibrous foods, your portion sizes actually decrease and you won't eat as much because of the feeling of the fullness that high fiber foods brings to your body. Dinner, grain bowls, having brown rice or quinoa. You top it with roasted vegetables, beans, any type of protein source like chicken, fish, and or tofu. Got to throw it in there. Stir fry, load up those vegetables, broccoli, bell peppers, snap peas. Serve it over the whole grains noodles or the chickpea noodles or also rice. Pasta, choose whole grain or legume-based pastas, that chickpea pasta. Add plenty of vegetables and tomato or pesto sauce. See how I mentioned just a full day of all high fibrous foods, nutritional dense foods that are going to fill you up and leave your energy sustained throughout the day so you can burn more calories and have a nice impact on your overall health. So incorporating these ideas will really balance out your meals and your snacks, both in nutrition and in high fiber. But if that is too much for you, like you are not going to eat that amount of food or it just is not appealing to you, your appetite is not that large, no worries. You can just focus on high fibrous foods. Anytime you add high fibrous foods to your day, you're going to make a huge impact on your health. It could be just raspberries. And a 1 cup of raspberries has 8 grams of fiber. Same with blackberries, same with figs, a half a cup of figs, 8 grams of fiber. Broccoli, 1 cup of broccoli, 5 grams. Split peas, 16 grams in a cup. Black beans, 15 grams. You could have 1 cup of black beans and you're already at the average amount of what we consume of fiber in a day. 15 grams right there. Oats, a half a cup of oats, 8 grams. Squash, 9 grams in a cup, in 1 cup. So if you just want to try to hit the minimum requirements of what you need for fiber in a day, you could just add some of these high fiber foods to your day and hit those recommendations. So you don't need to change your whole entire day if that's not for you. If you are not getting enough fiber every single day, then you really may need to maybe not only add high fibrous foods, but maybe swap out some of your low fiber foods, which are those refined or processed foods, such as canned fruits, vegetables, pulp-free juices, white breads, pastas, non-whole grain cereals, are all low in fiber. Anytime you eat a white refined product, they remove that outer coat, that bran from the grain, which automatically lowers the fiber content. So if you know you love white rice, mix it up with some brown rice or some quinoa in there, or change it out, swap it out. And that's another way that you're not eating more foods, but you're swapping out those white refined foods, adding in that high fiber food, replacing it. And there you have more fiber just by eating the same amount of foods that you normally would, but you have more fiber and more nutritional dense foods in your day. So just by adding or swapping out foods can really make a difference. But what is important, regardless of how you add fiber to your day, is making sure that you focus on the rainbow of colors of food, the high nutritionally dense food, because this is what really changes that the acidity level to alkaline homeostasis, reducing inflammation, increasing oxygen to the brain, that recovery process that body so needs to repair, recover, and rejuvenate. And it all comes from nutritional, rich, density food. Anything high in color, the rainbow of foods, the rainbow of colors of food will have a huge impact of your health. And luckily for us, anything high in color has fiber in it. So we can do both. And if you're wondering, like, really, what are the rainbows of food? Well, let's talk about it. Can anybody in the chat right now tell me what are high fiber food in each color of the rainbow? It does exist and we can do it. So let's see if anyone can do all rainbows of the colors with high fiber foods. If you are at lost and you have no idea, no worry. We dietitians here at FoodSmart are here to help you add that rainbow of food to your daily diet. That's what we do for a living. So by all means, call us and we will help you create your own rainbow and by changing your meal plan by the foods you eat. But yes, okay, we've got some greens with the green beans and the green peppers. Cabbage purple, nice. Squash, cauliflower, raspberries. Oh, blueberries. Oh, look at all these. Look at all these colors we got coming in. Do we have white? I haven't seen white yet. Anybody have white? Oh, there it is. Cauliflower, onions. There it is. Look at that. You guys are brilliant. That's awesome. Look at all these colors flying in. Excellent. Oh, you guys made my day. Absolutely. Whole foods rather than fiber supplements are generally better. Fiber supplements such as Metamucil, Citral, FiberCon, they do provide fiber. And they do provide mostly insoluble fiber, but they don't provide soluble fiber, and they don't provide the vitamins, the minerals, and other beneficial nutrients that these foods that you all listed in the chat for nutritional dense foods. So yes, fiber supplements have their place, but they do not replace the high quality nutritional dense foods that we could be eating. So another way to get more fiber in our foods is just to eat these nutritional dense foods. And they're all in the chat from all of you mentioned. So thank you so much for all of this. All these foods. Ooh, you're making me hungry. But now fiber is found, fiber supplements also have the word or labeled inulin or chicory root, and whole foods that you mentioned in the chat also have some of this inulin and chicory root, which is sometimes hard for us to digest, and it does cause some gassiness or bloatingness. The body does adapt And there's other things we can do to help that. And I'm going to tell you that in just a moment. However, if your healthcare practitioner has suggested fiber supplements, please, by all means, work with your doctor and your medical conditions and make sure that if you need a fiber supplement to help reduce constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, by all means, work with your doctor. So whole foods, in addition to supplements, have their place when it comes to fiber. Okay, so tips for fitting in more fiber throughout your day. Jumpstart your day. Breakfast. Those smoothies are fabulous. Everything. Chuck it into a blender, blend it, and go on about your day. So that's the easiest way to start your day off right, is a smoothie, and jumpstart your day with a high fiber breakfast. Switch all of your whole grains or some of your whole grains, or switch to whole grains from your white refined processed foods. Bulk up in baked goods. Okay, hear me out. In the chat, has anybody created any baked goods with either chickpeas or brownies or black beans? Hint, hint, brownies. Bulk up your baked goods. Substitute your whole grain flours for half or all of your white. Look at all of you guys. Oh, I'm so proud. All those white flours when baking. Try adding crushed bran cereals or black beans or oatmeals to your muffins. There's ways you can add fiber in your all good time baked foods that we love to make. Might taste a little different, but more healthy for you. Lean on the leg. Ooh, I made black bean brownies. I love black. If you haven't tried black bean brownies, please do. They're delicious. Lean on those legumes. Beans, peas, lentils are excellent sources of fiber. Add kidney beans to canned soups or green salads. Nachos with refried or black beans. Lots of fresh vegetables to every dish as possible. Eat more fruits and vegetables at meals and snacks. Make those snacks count. Do not skip your snacks, please. The body wants to burn fat all day long, and the easiest way to do it is to eat those meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours. Keep that body burning fat and keep the body out and away from burning muscle. Ooh, carrot cake zucchini muffins. That sounds good. High five. I'm ready to eat. Avocado mousse. Yes, delicious. Chickpea chocolate cookies. Mmm. High fiber foods are good for your health, but adding too much fiber too quickly can promote intestinal gas, abdominal bloating, and cramping. We have all done it. We've all overdone that fiber, and we pay for it, right? So please increase your fiber gradually over weeks. Don't add all those high fiber foods at one time. We really need to allow the natural bacteria in our digestive system to adjust and change to the new environment. Your bodies are the same way. They don't want to be tossed into something before it knows what's going to happen. Your body works like we do mentally. So small changes go a long way. Some of the things that we could do is cook your vegetables instead of eating them raw. When you cook a vegetable, you break down the fiber content, and it's actually more easier to break down and digest when that vegetable is cooked. Balancing those insoluble, soluble fibers. You've mentioned a wonderful, beautiful, high fiber foods. But if you're eating too much insoluble fiber, maybe we need to focus on soluble. If we're eating too much soluble, maybe we need to focus a little bit more on insoluble. Know your fiber. Eat insoluble earlier in the day when you are more active. Once again, start your day with that smoothie. Throw everything in that blender, all the insoluble fiber. One, you're blending it, which is breaking it down, helping your body to absorb. But two, you are up and ready to go and you are active. The more active you are, the more you're going to digest foods, the faster you're going to digest foods, and the more you're going to absorb those nutrients. Don't have a high fiber salad at 10 o'clock at night if you know you're going to go to bed at 11. That is going to sit in the system while you sleep. And your body, when it sleeps, it takes a break. It needs a break, right? It doesn't want to digest. We actually need those insulin levels to lower a little bit when we sleep. So we do not want a high fiber food right before we go to bed. So move or shift those insoluble fibers up earlier in the day. Hydration is so important. We're actually going to start talking about that in just a moment. Make sure you are hydrated and you drink water with fiber. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. And also small quantities. Make sure that when you add these high fiber foods in, you do not eat the whole container. Even no matter how good it tastes, try to start off in smaller quantities so your body can adapt and change and work a little harder as you increase your fiber intake. So you want to start off slow and gradually with small quantity. But as I mentioned before, water plays a huge role when it comes to fiber for a few reasons. Um, Water is one helps you break it down. I mentioned earlier that we actually break down fiber in our body, and our body is mostly made up of water. However, we need more water to break down fiber too. So by eating a high fiber food with water actually aids in digestion and actually helps you break that food down so you can absorb more nutrients. So you want to make sure you drink a lot of water while you're eating high fiber foods. Also, please note that when you eat high fiber foods, if you are dehydrated, your body will draw the water from the bowel movement to help break down the food, which then increases constipation. So, hydrate your body so it can break down food and soften your stool at the same time so you could eliminate the undigested fiber food that you just ate. It enhances the fiber effectiveness because your body is made mostly of water. Your muscles live in water. So if you want to break down this food and absorb the nutrients and absorb all of the benefits that fiber has to offer, please hydrate your body and help it out so it can break that food down and absorb a little easier. It has to work extra hard when we are dehydrated. Fiber works best when you drink enough fluid, not only with the fibrous food, but all day long. Please make sure you are aiming for at least 8 glasses of water a day so that you can help break that fiber down and that body can absorb the nutrients. So here is your fiber step-by-step guide, taking everything that we discussed today into an easy step-by-step guide. 1, start off slowly. 2, drink your water. 3, try to plan your meals, but if you don't want to, no worries. You can do some swapping out by changing out your whole grains from white refined to whole grain foods. Add in your high fiber foods that you enjoy throughout your day, whether it's a meal or a snack, side dish, or part of the meal. Add in your high fiber foods that you enjoy. Include fruits and vegetables, especially at snacks. We tend to forget our snacks, so make sure we're adding in those fruits and vegetables. Nuts and seeds, small portions, but nuts and seeds are a great way to add in more fiber. Read the labels, know what foods have fiber, and like nutritional Nutri-Grain bars come to mind. There are thousands of different Nutri-Grain bars that you can purchase. There are high fiber ones and there are low fiber ones. Read the nutritional labels and choose the one that has higher fiber in it to help you. Cook at home. Anytime you cook at home, we automatically just tend to cook healthier, more high fiber foods. You could add foods, you could batch cook, prepare, freeze meals with beans, whole grains, vegetables. We just automatically tend to cook more high fiber foods when we cook at home. Please monitor your own progress. Watch your intake of your soluble versus your insoluble fiber. Adjust as needed and according to your stools or your bowel movements. And seek variety. Try new recipes. There's lots of recipes going on in the chat right now. Feel free to screenshot or take those down. But try new recipes. Experiment with high fiber foods. Have fun. Your body will thank you. Thank you later. Absolutely. So seek the variety, try new recipes, incorporate these fiber-rich foods on a regular basis. By integrating these steps into your daily routine, you can effectively increase your fiber intake and enjoy the associated health benefits. And remember to listen to your body and make adjustments as needed to ensure a smooth transition to a high fiber diet. And as always, if you ever need a little extra help, dietitians are here for you, here at Food Smart for you. So please book those appointments. Call us and let us help you incorporate more fiber into your day starting today. And please use that promo code FIBER so you can get into the raffle. All right, what questions do we have, Lindsay?
Amazing. First of all, virtual round of applause for Laura and all of that just incredible information that she somehow packed into an hour. Just really, really informative. So interesting. I learned a couple things myself. Um, Thank you for all the questions. Laura, I sent you a quick Slack. I tried to compile the questions from the chat. So if you want to give that a look,
Oh, wow.
um,
We're on it.
yeah, it's hard to dig through with all the activity in the chat. So I wanted to pull them together. So feel free to pick and choose, and I can chime in as well. And if anyone else has any other questions to get in quickly, we've got 4 minutes, so see what we can get through.
All right, 4 minutes. Here we go. Nutritional labels are just dietary fiber. Absolutely. Is that soluble or insoluble? Should we assume insoluble? That's a great, great, great question. And thank you for bringing it to my attention. So the trick to, you are correct. Fiber is fiber. How do we know? It's in the ingredient list. When you start to read the ingredient list and you start to see more fruits, it's going to be more of a soluble fiber. If you start to see more whole grains, oats, beans, legumes, that's going to be a little bit more insoluble. So it all is in the ingredient labels because you are right. It does not, the food label does not tell us the difference between insoluble, soluble fiber. So great question. The ingredient labels has the answer. Are some kind of nuts higher in fiber or just some? A lot of your nuts are definitely high in fiber. Sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, your seeds are high in fiber too. At this point, depending on how much fiber you consume, if you know you don't have enough fiber, by adding in your favorite nuts, you're gonna have a huge impact of fiber in your health. So I wouldn't worry so much about which nuts have the highest fiber because a lot of them have a lot of fiber. I don't think you can go wrong, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But please be careful of portion sizes on nuts for two reasons. One, they're high in calories, but also because they are high in fiber. So for some of us, they are difficult to break down. So please start off small when it comes to nuts. I have insulin resistance. Can I calculate the minimum best amount of fiber I should be consuming? Is the balance between insoluble, soluble? Yes. You discuss if supplements like Metamucil? Okay, so the trick with insulin resistance is yes, we can calculate it, but the key with insulin resistance is to one, make sure you shift your insoluble fiber up during the day. And then two, try not to have high fiber or high fat right before bed because we can drop some of those insulin levels down. And then also make sure you do have a balance of insoluble and soluble fiber throughout the day. So I would calculation, absolutely yes. But your insulin levels will definitely change over time. It's going to take about 3 weeks. But if we decrease that insoluble fiber later in the day, that's going to really help your insulin resistance. Plus, I would like to put soluble fiber right around your snacks because that's going to make a difference too. So stay within that recommendation for insulin resistance. And I'd play around with moving your insoluble and your soluble fiber. That's going to have a larger impact on insulin resistance. Can you discuss supplements like Metamucil are as effective as yes, Metamucil, if you know you are deficient in insoluble fiber, Metamucil does make a big difference. However, if you know you're eating a lot of vegetables, Metamucil may not give you as much impact as it would if you did not have a lot of insoluble fiber. But really the key is you can have Metamucil, that's fine, but make sure you are adding those soluble vitamins, soluble fiber fruits and vegetables in so we can get those vitamins and minerals up and running because that is where it repairs the body. Metamucil gives you fiber, which is great, but not a lot of vitamins and minerals to do that second important impact of your health with that repair, recovery, and then rejuvenation. How do we find out if we have malabsorption of nutrients and what's causing it and how to fix it? Well, that's a loaded question right there. So number one is bowel movements. If you have irregular bowel movements and one day you're constipated and the next day it's irritable bowel syndrome and we're all over the place, that is a malabsorption nutrient going on. I would encourage you to definitely talk to your doctor, get a blood test, find out what is going on in that blood test because those blood tests tell you everything that's going on internally, and definitely talk to your doctor and a dietitian here at FoodSmart and we can help you work with some of those nutritional malabsorptions. How do I increase fiber without increasing carbohydrates? That's another loaded question. Fun, fun, fun. Oh, you guys are great. How do I increase it? Well, whew, okay, so The easiest way to increase fiber without increasing carbohydrates is vegetables. Your fruits are going to have higher fruit, your fruits are going to have higher calories, your nuts are going to have higher calories. Your vegetables are the lowest caloric dense, high density foods, highest fiber. So if you're really on a lower carbohydrate diet, I would go dark vegetables, root vegetables, and that is the way you can increase fiber without increasing carbohydrates. But be very careful. Make sure you drink a lot of water, and I'd be very careful about limiting your soluble fiber because we still need soluble fiber to help move the bowel movement through. Otherwise, you might become slightly constipated.
Amazing. Rapid fire. Lots of great answers. Again, smashed into 4 minutes. So thank you, Laura, so much. This was incredibly informative, and just great energy. And I know everyone learned a ton as I read through all of the comments. And thank you, everyone, for attending. As a reminder, we will email this out over the next day or so, a link to this recording. And yeah, make sure you get your visits scheduled by September 26th. It doesn't have to be completed by then. Just make sure it's scheduled using the code FIBER to be entered to win. So thank you guys so much and stay tuned for our next webinar in October.
Thank
Thank you.
you.